Ayan, good. Good. So, ayan, good morning, everyone. So, welcome to our topic today. It's underwriting. So, let's proceed. So, first, what is an underwriting? Who are our underwriters? So, i-explain natin, define natin muna what is underwriting. It is the selection of risk. So, why do we do this? Kasi this process entails the evaluation and classification of the risk presented by a proposed insured as well as establishing the appropriate coverage to be issued and premium to be charged while keeping the company financially sound. So with underwriting kasi, we protect the insured and also the company. So as agent, syempre, we have that responsibility as well. So what is an underwriter or who is an underwriter? So underwriter is a financial or medical professional who researches and assesses the financial and medical risk of potential insurance policy. So tayo as agent, we are also called as underwriters. So ayan, types of underwriting activities. These are the field underwriting and home office underwriting. So yung mga agents katulad natin, classified tayo as field underwriting, and yung home office underwriting and yung mga head office underwriters natin na sinasubmit natin sa kanila yung applications natin kapag after sila yung magsasabi na may mga pending requirements. So, yun yung home office underwriting. So, ano ba yung inaano natin, ina-underwrite? So, yan yung risk. So, ano yung risk? Bakit to kailangan? Ito yung mga risk natin. So, ito yung possibility that something bad or unexpected may happen. Also, ito yung dahil may chance that something unexpected or unfavorable will happen, like may illness, accident, death, so which leads to financial loss. So yan exactly yung ini-insure natin, yung risk. Diba? Tapos, so may classification din yung risk. May three classification siya. We have the standard, the non-standard or substandard, and we have the declined risk. So sa standard, ito yung pasok. Ibig sabihin, average risk individual siya. Healthy siya, bata siya, di ba? So, acceptable yung health and lifestyle niya, charge the standard rate. So, yung basic premium. So, paano naman kapag hindi siya healthy? Automatic ba declined? Hindi naman kasi we also have the non-standard or substandard. So, ito, may higher risk sila due to various factors. Pwedeng may pre-existing condition sila, may risky occupations or hobbies, history of high-risk behaviors. So, it doesn't mean dahil substandard, automatic declined. Meron pa rin naman kinoconsider yung mga underwriters natin, pwedeng mas higher premium or may mga other medical requirements lang. Declined risk naman, ibig sabihin masyadong mataas yung risk para ma-insure sila. So, hindi natin sila tinatanggap, hindi sila tinatanggap ng company. So, application is rejected by the insurance company. So, next naman, let's proceed. The beneficiary. So, syempre, importante ito. Bakit? Sino ba sila? These are the persons, or this is a person chosen by the one applying for the insurance or the insured to receive the money from the policy when the insured person dies. So, siya yung magmamana ng proceeds, siya yung magkiklaim. So, that's why it's important there is a clear insurable interest, meaning yung beneficiary must have a valid reason or connection. Ano ba yan? For example, yung family or nagde-depend for financial support to be affected by the insured person's death. Okay? So, let's discuss insurable interest. So, the law is specific kasi. Insurable interest. Meaning, ano ba to? Ano ba yung insurable interest na yan? Ibig sabihin, policy owner or beneficiary will benefit if the insured lives and suffer a real loss if the insurable dies. So, nakadepend siya kay insured. Okay? It must exist between the insured and the owner, the insured and the beneficiary. So by law, insurable interest exists sa mga ganitong relationships. So ano, example, may insurable interest to yourself, sa sarili mo, sa spouse mo, sa asawa, or sa mga anak. Next naman is yung someone who supports you financially. So yan yung nakadepend for education, for medical, for shelter, Tapos, third, someone who owes you money or services. Yan yung mga kapag may loan tayo, creditor-debtor relationship. Tapos, fourth, someone whose life affects your property or income. So, dyan papasok yung parang mortgage redemption insurance natin. Next naman, the insurance company may ask for more proof if insurable interest is unclear. So, okay, the company will ask additional proof pag hindi clear. Next, classification of beneficiaries. So we have also this, may according to priority, we have the primary beneficiary and the secondary beneficiary. Kasi sa cube application natin, tatanungin tayo nito. So who is the primary beneficiary ba? This is the first line to receive the policy proceeds as long as they outlive the insured. So, kapag namatay si insured, sila yung magmamana, sila yung magki-claim, sila yung makakakuha. Ano naman yung secondary beneficiary? Kapag si secondary beneficiary, papasok lang sila kapag yung primary beneficiary namatay. 'Di ba? So, hindi ibig sabihin option siya kapag buhay sila pareho. Papasok lang si secondary pag namatay yung primary beneficiary. Okay? So, let's be clear on that. So, may rights naman. According to rights, we have the revocable beneficiary and the irrevocable beneficiary. The revocable beneficiary, ibig sabihin, the insured or the owner can change or can freely change the beneficiary anytime na maisipan niyang magbago. Unlike the irrevocable, hindi niya pwede baguhin, hindi niya pwedeng i-change. Pwede, pero kailangan ng written consent ng beneficiary. Okay? So, kailan ba nababago ang beneficiary? During the lifetime of the insured. Ibig sabihin, buhay sa insured, dun lang pwedeng baguhin. Yun yung kailangan nating tandaan. Okay? So, revocable, pwedeng palitan anytime. Irrevocable, hindi siya talaga pwedeng palitan, though, pwede naman gawin as long as may written consent ng beneficiary na papalitan na siya. Okay? So, designation should be clearly identified. So, sino ba? Acceptable beneficiaries include, syempre, ito yung mga ascendants, descendants, and tapos yung legal spouse din. Children, natural or yung legally adopted. Parents, siblings, grandparents, and grandchildren. Mga niece, nephew, fiancé, aunt, uncle, half-sister, half-brother. Estate, adoptive parent, cousin. So, as long as, again, may insurable interest. Sa FWD, designation natin ng domestic partner, including the safe-sex partner, acceptable siya. Okay? So, pwede yan. Pwede na natin siyang pwede silang maging beneficiary of each other. So, beneficiary designation naman ng non-blood or business relationships. So, yung first kasi, generally, kamag-anak or kadugo nila. Ito naman non-blood. So, sino ba itong mga to? Ito yung creditor-debtor. Ibig sabihin, si creditor yan yung nagpapautang, si debtor yan yung nangungutang. So may insurable interest sila sa isa't isa kasi may loan amount na involved. Na pag namatay si debtor, yung loan niya mababayaran pa rin. Kapag namatay siya, ang magiging beneficiary, yung creditor, yung pinagkakautangan niya. Okay? So, business partner naman, taken to help the business after the death of a partner. So, ganun din, may insurable interest din sila. And si key man at si key person din, meron din insurable interest sa isa't isa. So, dahil may financial loss na maapektuhan pag namatay yung key person, kailangan makarecover. So, kaya ginagawa silang beneficiary yung company. Fiancé din, dahil syempre may plan na sila together, as long as walang legal impediment, ha? So, ano ba yung mga risk factors? So, age, build, gender, sex, occupation, personal health history, family history, avocation, moral and lifestyle hazard, substance abuse, financial, foreign and residence or travel destinations. So, ito yung mga risk factors in identifying an insurance policy. So, bakit siya mahalaga? Siyempre sa age, major determining factor siya. Kasi dito ina-assess and ina-underwrite kung ano yung mga risk, 'di ba? So, kaya nga, pag mas bata, mas maganda kasi wala pang mga existing na sakit. So, ano yung kailangan? So, you have to refer to our sales kit for this list, for this table. So, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na non-medical limits table. So, meaning, merong allowable coverage, sum assured, na pwede natin ibigay without needing the medical requirements or without being required by medical laboratories or iba pang mga additional requirements ng company. So, mataas yung limit natin. So, from age 0 to 36, we can give up to 20 million. Okay? Beyond that, hahanapan na ng medical requirements. So, may nakakategorize yan by age, please refer to this table. So, example, kapag 51 to 55, kapag nag-exceed na siya ng 15 million, 10 to 15 million, kailangan na ng FME or yung BP1. So, nakalagay naman dito ano yung mga BP1. Example niya, merong fasting blood sugar, SGOT, cholesterol. So, yan yun. So, please refer to this, ha? Next, sa build naman, ito yung weight and height. Okay, so, ng insured natin. So, kinakalculate to based sa body mass index natin. So, dyan sine-check kung overweight or underweight. So, kapag mga ganyan, pwedeng manghingi pa ng additional requirements or pwedeng mas mataas yung premium. Again, refer to this kasi kapag beyond or nasa sobrang low naman, critical din siya. Risk factor kasi siya. Sa gender or sex, so bakit ito mahalaga? Kasi may mga common conditions na wala sa women na meron sa men or the other way around. Or dahil din yung lifespan ng lalaki is mas shorter compared sa babae. So may difference kasi yan sa premium amount. Occupation, so syempre, importante din siya, another risk factor kasi nga, different levels of health, accident, and more risk. So yung exposure nila, pwedeng yung trabaho is involved siya sa machineries, di ba? Or pwedeng office lang naman. So different risk factors yung ano nila, exposure nila. So again, you have to refer to our sales kit for the complete list of table and category. So different groups yan. So, for group 1, yun yung mga office, sales, professional, entrepreneur. So nandyan din yung mga examples kung sino sila. Independent service provider with manual labor. So mapapansin nyo, sa 1 and 2 standard, ibig sabihin, premium is ano naman, and acceptable yung mga riders na yan, and mga benefits. Pero sa manual labor, mapapansin nyo, nag-i-increase, nagta-times 2 pagdating sa waiver of premium, nagta-times 2 pagdating sa accident, ay nagta-times 1.75, and then sa hospital, 1.25. So, mas mag-i-increase yung amount ng premium. So, refer to this for the specific types ng mga occupations. Okay, so special class then, government officials, and then yung mga non-working. So please check nyo kasi you will notice may mga decline sila na riders na hindi pwedeng i-attach sa kanila. So personal health history naman, a person's health history is one of the most important factors. So dahil may mga health-related benefits na pwedeng i-decline, i-approve, or baka kailangan mas higher yung premium. So example ng ano natin, makikita nyo to sa cube. So tatanungin dyan yung mga past medical history nila, na-confine ba sila in the last 2 months, meron ba silang ongoing treatment, or may medication ba sila. So i-declare natin yan kung meron. Yan. Family history din, syempre important makita yung health condition ng mga family. Vocation and hazardous, so ito yung mga extreme sports. So dinideclare din siya kasi the risk factor siya dahil expose yung client sa risk. Expose siya sa danger, di ba? So, examples, scuba diving, bungee jumping, mountaineering. So, kapag ano niya to, kapag ito yung hobbies ni client, we have to declare kasi often expose siya dahil ginagawa niya to lagi. So, may questionnaire din tayo for that. Next is the moral and lifestyle hazard. So, we have to check, example ng mga to is unethical business practices. Kung yung client natin, involved ba siya sa ganyan? May tax evasion ba siya? May criminal records or fraud? May history ba siya ng drug abuse or violence? So, may involvement ba siya sa other crimes or violations? So, kailangan din as underwriter, kailangan inaalam at tinatanong natin siya. So, high risk kasi ito sa company natin. Substance abuse. So, syempre, excessive use of alcohol, tobacco, and illegal and prescription drugs. We have to check and ask this sa clients natin. Next is financial. For financial factors, so kailangan natin ma-identify kung reasonable ba yung amount na ini-insure natin na binibigay natin kay client. kung kaya ba niya itong i-sustain based sa income niya, sa age niya. So, important din siya, okay? Kasi parang maiwasan natin na mag-lapse yung policy. Baka we're giving too much na mahihirapan naman yung client. So, may mga financial questionnaire din tayo or financial documents na kailangan i-submit kapag nag-exceed masyado or masyadong mataas yung aggregate amount ng insurance coverage nila. So, example niyan, yung tax return, other proof of property, bank statement, tsaka may personal questionnaire tayo. So, sa foreign naman, foreign residence or travel destinations, sabi, kailangan pa rin i-identify or i-declare yung place of residence, work, travel niya. So, nilalagay natin yan. Minsan, naghahanap ng proof kapag OFW yan na nandito sa Philippines, naghahanap ng proof, nasan ba siya nung time na yon, na sinecure yung, na kumuha siya ng policy, or anong kapag foreigner, hihingi ng ibang proof din. Yan. So, aside from the application form, ito yung mga sources natin ng information. So, kailangan complete siya, kailangan true yung mga statement na nilalagay doon. Okay? So, primary source kasi natin siya. So, magiging part siya ng contract, ng policy contract. So, we have to make sure na lahat ng i-declare are true information ng client. Agents Confidential Report naman, ito tayo as agents, tayo yung nag-report nito for underwriting. Ano ba yung mga observation natin kay client physically, pwede nating makita, or by question and answer, na-identify din natin. So, ilalagay natin doon. If we think client is working naman in a reputable company, if we think client is healthy and active, ilagay natin doon. If tingin natin physically, maayos yung client din. So we have to report doon. So ito yung example yung part na yan na may mga questions tayo. So I suggest to make your own draft ng proposal para makita niyo yung mga questions. So, full medical exam report, ito yung example, mada-download to sa Cube. So, pag ang client nyo pupunta sa clinic, magpapalaboratory, please prepare this na, ipadala nyo to sa kanya. Kasi, isa-sign niya. Medical information database naman, this one, non-profit organization siya. So, it's a board. Nandiyan lahat ng ma-access nila yung mga medical information ng client, lalo na yung kung may mga health issues sila, records nila sa hospital. So, ipa-declare nyo na kay client yung mga kailangan nilang i-declare kasi ma-access din naman yan. Makasisilip yan. Okay? So, yan yung mga medical questionnaire, i-prepare natin, like diabetes mellitus, pag meron siya, ito, attending physician statement, lahat nasa Cube yung mga documents na yan. Asthma, bronchiolitis. So, avocation, ito nga again yung mga extreme sports na high-risk hobbies or sports ng client natin. So, laboratory special test, again, minsan required siya, depende sa risk ni client. Medical, ito yung nire-request natin para makapunta sila doon, medical requirements request, i-email lang natin yan. Tapos, bibigyan tayo ng form na yan, ibigay natin kay client para pag nag-schedule siya sa clinic, dadalhin niya yan. So, financial documents, so na-mention ko na kanina, ano yung mga proof of income, inspection report, yan. Tapos, ito yung mga special risk class. So, punta kayo sa sales kit natin para mas detailed. So, ayan yung mga juvenile, yung mga full-time student, housewife, unemployed, full-time retirees, pregnant, tsaka OFWs. So, meron tayong mga routine requirements for them. OFW din. So, ito yung mga requirements. Again, ano bang pinaka-important? Dapat nandito sila sa Philippines nung nag-sign sila ng contract. Okay? So, meron tayong underwriting requirement for them. For the retirees then may minimum tayo or may limit tayo sa sum assured na binibigay sa kanila. Politicians, ang restrictions lang dito 6 months before election and after election. And then, meron tayong specific na sum assured na allowed lang for them. Yan. So again, pag hindi kayo sure, magtanong lang ha para ma-help namin kayo. For foreign nationals, kailangan may mga proof din. Kailangan nasa Philippines sila, may employment ba sila dito, may business ba sila dito, or may married ba sila dito. So proof of that lang na talagang nasa Philippines sila. Creditor-debtor insurance, syempre, yung proof niyan na meron, pwede kasi silang gawing kailangan ng collateral assignment para maging beneficiary sila. So, may form lang tayo dyan para gawin silang beneficiary. Okay, for business insurance, ganun din. So, yung coverage nito, kailangan pakita na may employer and corporate, sila, mga requirements na to, mga office documents naman, SEC certificate, mga AFS nung company, mga business permit. So, lahat naman yan available sa kanila. So, ganun din sa Keyman and then sa partnership. So, other underwriting guidelines. So, mandatory requirement, syempre, kailangan application form within 60 days. Valid ID dapat. Sales illustration 90 days and payment ng premium. So, beyond that, mak-close yung application. Okay? Pag may additional requirements naman, mapepending. So, punta lang sa IRIS para ma-upload yung mga additional requirements. For the list of our accredited medical service provider, you can check, nasa din natin Cube yan. Meron tayong list for provincial and then for Metro Manila. Nandun yung mga kung saan sila accredited laboratory natin na pwedeng pumunta si client. So ito, regular or laging hinahanap to, i-prepare nyo na specimen signature, 3 signature ni client, tapos ID. Addendum form pag may mga changes or kailangan i-add sa policy application. Third party payer form pag may magbabayad na iba na hindi si insured at saka si owner. So, cancellation of policy, maka-cancel siya kapag hindi na bayaran or na settle or na comply within the period. Okay? So, may postponement din. Made-decline, pag na-decline, i-refund yung pera ng client. Okay? So, may declined letter, may postponement letter din na ibibigay. Case reopening, pag ready na si client, ready na siya to pay or other reasons, pwede tayong magpa-reopen. So, bank forms, ito kailangan to for mga auto-debit. So, accessible din siya dun sa Cube natin. Please download and then sign. Valid ID, familiar naman na tayo. Well, generally, kailangan mga government ID with signatures and may picture natin. So, yun yung mga For other than that, available din naman. So, maraming options. So just take note of this. Common naman yan. So, that's all for the underwriting. I hope natutunan nyo. If may questions, please feel free to ask. Okay? Basta pag hindi sure, magtanong kayo para matulungan namin kayo. Thank you!